English Learners Podcast. Listen, learn, and improve your English effortlessly. Music. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English Learners Podcast. My name is Tara, and I am so happy you're here with me today. This is day 25 of your shadowing English speaking practice. Wow, already day 25. Can you believe it? Time is flying. All right. Now, before we begin, tell me in the comments, how long have you been learning English? And where are you joining from today? I am so glad that you're part of this beautiful community of English learners. Oh, and if you are new here, I am from London and I absolutely love teaching English. All right. Awesome. So today's session is very interesting. It may sound simple, but trust me, many English learners, even at advanced level, make mistakes here. Today we are looking at the simple present tense. Most learners hear the name simple present and immediately think, oh, that's easy. I learned that at the beginning. But the truth is this. The simple present is one of the most frequently used tenses in English, and it is also one of the most frequently misused by B1, B2 learners. We use this tense every day in almost every conversation. You use simple present tense when you talk about your routines, your habits, your opinions, your likes and dislikes. You also use simple present for your jobs, your schedules, and even basic facts about the world. So, you see, we rely on the simple present a lot because we use it so often. Even small mistakes can make our English sound less natural or less accurate. Another important point is this. At the beginner level, we learn only the basic form. At B1 level, we are expected to use it accurately while speaking faster, expressing more ideas and communicating more naturally. This is where the problems appear. Learners focus on meaning, speed, and vocabulary, and the tiny details of grammar get lost. Sounds familiar? Yes. So even though the simple present looks easy on paper, it is not always easy to use correctly in real conversations. You may feel confident with this tense, but confidence does not always mean accuracy. And when I read comments or listened to recordings from B1 learners, I noticed the same mistakes again and again. And yes, this does make me sad. Simple present tense is an easy lesson, but not so easy when we use it in daily conversations. So before we practice, let's quickly understand the main reasons why these mistakes happen. Reason 1, overconfidence. Reason 2, forgetting the third person S. Reason 3, confusing the simple present with the present continuous and. Reason 4, difficulty using do and does in questions and negatives. Now we will practice 30 B1, B2 intermediate level sentences. First I will say the common learner version. This is where mistakes happen. Then I will say the correct version. You will notice where you make mistakes and how you can say them correctly. At the end, we will also do some shadowing for your speaking practice today. All right. Awesome. Let's begin. All right. Here is the first one. Imagine I say she go to school every day. You already know something feels wrong. The correct version is she goes to school every day. See, easy sentence, but not so easy when spoken. Let's try another. I might hear someone say, he work in a bank. But the proper sentence is, he works in a bank. Hear that little s at the end? That makes a big difference. Now listen to this one. My brother like football. The corrected version is my brother likes football. Again, paying attention to that final S. Here comes the next one. It rained a lot in April. What we want to say is it rains a lot in April. Simple correction, but very important. Another calm. Sometimes students say my friend study English, but we fix it by saying my friend studies English. The spelling changes a little, but the sound is the key. Now, imagine this sentence. The bus come every 15 minutes. We adjust it to the bus comes every 15 minutes. Or someone might say the movie start at 7. We change that to the movie starts at 7. A very common one is my dad drive to work. You can correct it to my dad drives to work. And finally, in this group you may hear this app helped me a lot, but the correct form is this app helps me a lot. See, easy but not so easy at the same time. Okay. Now let's move into questions and negatives. These are even more common mistakes. Stay with me. Listen to this. She like coffee. We fix it by asking, does she like coffee? Nice and clear. Now another one. You like pizza. But the right way to say is, do you like pizza? We need that do at the beginning. Here's a typical mistake. He don't play tennis. We correct it to he doesn't play tennis. And sometimes learners say she don't likes apples. That becomes she doesn't like apples. Notice that the verb loses the S after doesn't. Now let's see the next sentence. Imagine you ask, does she likes it? Do you think this is correct? No, not at all. The correct version is does she like it? Now you might hear someone say why he want that doesn't sound right. The proper question is why does he want that? C. You need to form the complete sentence in order to convey the meaning and also to sound correct. All right. Another one is they doesn't understand. We fix it. They don't understand. Are you still with me? Great. Listen to this one. What means this word? The correct sentence would be what does this word mean? Stay with me because there's more. Sometimes learners ask where you live. This sounds incorrect. The correct way is where do you live, and you may hear doesn't go to school. We fix it by saying he doesn't go to school. Now let's look at confusion with the present continuous. Many students mix these two tenses. Here is a classic example. I am leave in Madrid. We correct that too. I live in Madrid. Another one. She work in a hotel. The correct sentence would be she works in a hotel. Next sentence, he like this music. The right sentence would be he likes this music. Can you see where you make mistakes? Next sentence. Someone might say they knows the answer, but we fix it by saying they know the answer. Another very common one is I want a new phone. But the corrected version is I want a new phone. In the comments, some learners write I needs help. But the correct sentence would be I need help. Another one I think is good. The correct sentence is I think it is good. Next sentence, he preferred tea. We change that to he prefers tea. All right. Next sentence. They has 2 dogs, but the accurate version is they have 2 dogs. And the last one, I remember him. We correct it to I remember him. I know they sound simple, but that is exactly why learners overlook them. When something feels easy, our brain stops paying attention. And when our brain stops paying attention, small mistakes become habits. At B1 level, these little habits start to show up more clearly because you're speaking faster, thinking faster, and trying to express more ideas. So yes, the sentences may look basic, but using them correctly every time is a real skill. Think of it like a sport. Even professional athletes still practice the basics. They don't say, oh, running and passing are easy. I don't need to practice anymore. No, they still repeat the basics until they become automatic. The same is true with language. The simpler something looks, the more important it is to master it. That's why we are practicing these simple present sentences today. Not because they are difficult to understand, but because they are easy to use incorrectly. And once you fix these small patterns, your English becomes clearer, smoother, and much more natural. The more you listen to these patterns, the more automatic they will become. Keep paying attention to small details, especially the third-person S and the use of do and does. With steady practice, your accuracy will improve noticeably. Great job, everyone! Now let's practice 10 shadowing sentences for today. Pay attention to the simple present tense. Listen first, then repeat with me. We will practice each sentence 2 times. Awesome! Let's go. Music. I practice English every day, even if I only have a few minutes. I practice English every day, even if I only have a few minutes. I practice English every day, even if I only have a few minutes. Brilliant. She watches English videos online and learns new phrases from them. She watches English videos online and learns new phrases from them. Great. He uses a dictionary app when he doesn't understand a word. He uses a dictionary app when he doesn't understand a word. Nice. My teacher corrects my mistakes and I try to fix them in my next sentences. My teacher corrects my mistakes and I try to fix them in my next sentences. Awesome. Our class meets twice a week and we always start with a warm-up conversation. Our class meets twice a week and we always start with a warm-up conversation. Amazing. I read short English stories because they help me learn new grammar naturally. I read short English stories because they help me learn new grammar naturally. Great job, everyone. She listens to English podcasts on the bus and repeats the sentences quietly. She listens to English podcasts on the bus and repeats the sentences quietly. Amazing. He speaks English with his friends and he becomes more confident each month. He speaks English with his friends and he becomes more confident each month. Wonderful. I write a short journal in English every night to practice new structures. I write a short journal in English every night to practice new structures. Great. She learns vocabulary with flashcards and reviews the difficult words again. She learns vocabulary with flashcards and reviews the difficult words again. Great job today. Day 25 of your shadowing practice comes to an end, and your progress shows every time you speak. Today's practice focuses on the simple present tense, and this tense plays a huge role in everyday English. The simple present tense describes your habits, expresses your opinions, and helps you talk about your life clearly. It sounds simple, but it carries real power. That is why it matters so much for English learners. Many learners ignore it or feel overconfident because it looks easy. But accuracy comes from attention, not from assumptions. When learners say, "I already know this," they often miss the small details. The third person S the correct question forms the difference between routine and action. Your practice today proves that you do not ignore these details. You train them. You strengthen them. Every time you shadow, your simple present tense becomes clearer, more natural, and more automatic. Your consistency builds real skill. Your focus creates results. Your effort moves you forward. So, keep going, keep practicing, keep trusting the process. Day 25 finishes with success. I am so proud of you. See you tomorrow.